Neutral and stability running shoes solve two different problems. One is about letting your foot do its thing with minimal interference, and the other is about adding guidance when your stride needs it. The tricky part is that both can feel comfortable in a store, but only one will feel right at kilometer 8, when form gets messy and small misalignments start to add up. Let me explain the difference in a way that helps you choose without guessing. Who they're for. Neutral shoes are usually a great match for runners with neutral pronation, meaning the foot rolls inward a normal amount and then pushes off cleanly. They can also work well for people who underpronate, where the foot rolls outward a bit, and the runner typically benefits from cushioning without added corrective structure. Stability shoes are aimed at runners who overpronate, where the foot rolls inward more than normal and tends to keep collapsing inward as weight transfers through the stride. You'll often hear flat feet or low arches mentioned here, and while that's not a perfect rule, it's a common overlap. Neutral is for, I don't need the shoe to steer. Stability is for, I run better when the shoe adds some guardrails. Pronation and movement control. Pronation itself isn't the villain. It's a natural shock absorber, and you need some inward roll to distribute force. The issue is excess pronation that keeps going and going, especially when it's paired with noticeable ankle collapse or knee tracking inward. Neutral shoes don't try to manage that motion. They let the foot move through its pattern, for better or worse, because for many runners that pattern is already efficient. Stability shoes attempt to reduce the extremes, not freeze your foot in place. Think of it as a gentle nudge back towards center, especially during the phase where your body is loaded and most likely to drift. Support and guidance, how the shoe influences you. A neutral shoe supports you mainly through cushioning geometry and a stable enough platform to land on, but it doesn't deliberately push back against inward roll. You'll feel freedom, sometimes a slightly smoother, less directed ride. A stability shoe adds guidance. Depending on the model, it might resist collapse on the inside edge, hold the heel more firmly, or use the shape of the midsole to guide your foot forward, without letting it tip too far inward. The key point is subtlety. A good stability shoe shouldn't feel like a bracket on your foot. It should feel like you're running normally, just with fewer wobbly moments, and fatigue shows up. Design features, what you can actually spot. Neutral shoes tend to be more symmetrical side to side in the midsole. The foam density often feels consistent, and the shoe flexes in a predictable way. Many neutral models also come in a wide range of cushioning levels, from minimalist to max cushion, because neutral is a category about guidance, not softness. Stability shoes often reveal their intentions through structure. You might notice firmer foam on the medial side, a broader base, a more sculpted midsole that cups the foot, or sidewalls that rise slightly to keep you centered. Some stability shoes use geometry rather than an obvious hard post, so visually they can look similar to neutral shoes, but the ride gives it away. The shoe feels more planted when you land slightly off-center. Feel underfoot and ride character. Neutral shoes often feel more fluid. They can be softer, bouncier, or more flexible, depending on the model. But the common thread is that they don't fight you. That can be amazing if your stride is consistent. It can also feel a bit sloppy if your foot collapses inward and you start searching for stability that isn't there. Stability shoes feel calmer. They reduce the sense that your ankle is doing micro-corrections every step. Many runners describe it as feeling supported or held, not in a tight way, but in a confidence way. Here's a useful gut check. If a neutral shoe feels fun for 2 minutes and sketchy for 20, you probably want more structure. If a stability shoe feels like it's pushing your foot where it doesn't want to go, you may not need it. Weight and flexibility. Neutral shoes are often lighter and more flexible, mostly because they don't carry extra stabilizing pieces or denser foam sections meant to resist motion. That lighter feel can matter if you like a quick turnover or do faster workouts. But weight isn't the whole story. Some neutral max cushion shoes are heavy simply because there's a lot of foam. Stability shoes can feel a touch stiffer, especially through the midfoot, because stiffness can help reduce unwanted twisting and collapsing. The trade-off is simple. Freedom usually comes with flexibility. Guidance often comes with a bit more structure. Neither is automatically better, but you'll notice it when you change pace. Injury patterns and comfort myths. A common myth is that stability shoes prevent injuries and neutral shoes cause them, or vice versa. Real bodies are messier than that. What's more believable is this. If your mechanics are consistently drifting into a stressful pattern, and a shoe reduces that drift, you may feel fewer recurring aches. On the other hand, if you don't overpronate much, and you wear an aggressive stability shoe, you might feel irritation in places that weren't a problem before, because the shoe is steering you when you don't need steering. Comfort is also tricky. Plenty of runners try on stability shoes, feel that immediate supportive sensation, and assume it must be correct. Sometimes it is. Sometimes it's just novelty. The better test is how you feel after a normal run, then again the next morning. The right category usually makes your legs feel more predictable, not magically pain-free in the store. How to choose without overthinking. Start with an honest look at your running history. If you've run happily in neutral shoes for years, switching to stability just in case is usually unnecessary. If you keep getting the same niggle on the inside of the ankle, shin, or knee, and you've noticed your arch collapsing inward when you're tired, stability is worth a serious try. If possible, get your gait observed while you jog, not just while you stand. Standing posture can be misleading because running is dynamic. Then run in both categories if you can, even for a short treadmill session. Here's what matters. Which shoe helps you land and push off without feeling like you're correcting something every step? That sense of easy alignment is a strong signal. Fit comes first, category second. This part is underrated. A perfectly chosen stability shoe that doesn't fit your heel or crushes your toes is still the wrong shoe. Same for neutral shoes. Fit affects mechanics as much as midsole tech does. If your heel slips, you'll tense up and alter your stride. If the forefoot is too narrow, you'll avoid toe splay and lose stability from the ground up. When fit is right, you stop thinking about the shoe. You obsess over it, and usually for good reason. So yes, pick the right category, but don't sacrifice fit to chase a label. When to reconsider your category. Your needs can change. Mileage goes up, form changes, strength changes, and injuries teach lessons. Some runners use neutral shoes for speed work and stability shoes for long runs, when fatigue makes their mechanics drift. Others do the opposite because a stability shoe can feel too controlling at faster paces. And some runners move toward neutral shoes as their strength and control improve. None of that is a contradiction, it's just adaptation. The sign you should reconsider is simple. You're consistently uncomfortable in ways that don't match normal training fatigue, or you feel unstable despite good fit and reasonable training load. Bottom line, neutral shoes are about cushioning and natural movement with minimal interference. Stability shoes are about adding guidance when inward roll becomes excessive, especially under fatigue. The best choice isn't ideological, it's practical. Pick the shoe that lets you run relaxed, stay aligned without thinking, and finish a run feeling like your body did the work, not like it fought the equipment. If you tell me your weekly mileage, any recurring pain spots, and what shoes you've been using, I can suggest which category is more likely to suit you and what to look for in a specific model.